right, so today we're going to do one step and two step solving equations. This should still look familiar from last year. This is still pre-algebra review. So I'm going to do a couple examples with you just to remind you what we're doing. We're going to do a couple more that are two-step, and then we will move on. So I'm going to go pretty quickly. If you need help, don't forget to email me or remind me. So the first one, we're going to do x plus 5 equals 11. All right, so remember with solving, we want to get the variable or the letter by itself. So I'm going to box it. I'm going to put down a line through my equal sign so that I have two sides of my equation. So I need to get over here, I need to get this x by itself. So what else is over here with the x? I have a plus 5. So we're going to do the opposite operation to get rid of it. So the opposite of plus 5 would be minus 5. Anything you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So if I bring my x down now, I have plus 5 minus 5, that cancels, so that's good. And then we have 11 minus 5 is 6. My x is alone, so there's my answer. The next one we're going to do is x minus 4 equals 9. Again, we need to get our x by itself, so I'm going to box him, put my line down from my equal sign. What else is over here with x? We have a minus 4. The opposite of minus would be plus 4. Anything I do to one side, we have to do to the other. Now I'm going to bring everything down. So I'm going to bring my x down. Negative 4 plus 4, that cancels, equals 9 plus 4 would be 13. X is alone, so there's my answer. The next one is x over 3 equals 7. Now when it's written like this, x over 3, that means we're dividing. So x divided by 3. The opposite of dividing would be multiplying. Anything I do to one side, remember we have to do to the other. When you are dividing by 3 and you multiply, they cancel. So I'm left with x over there. And then 7 times 3 is 21. X is alone, so we're done. Next one, we're going to do 3x equals 24. So for this one, what are they doing to each other when they're sitting next to each other? When we have 3x, they're multiplying. We have 3 times x. So the opposite of multiplying would be dividing. Anything we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So 3 times x divided by 3, that cancels our 3's. And then over here, if you struggle with that, go ahead and grab your Desmos calculator or your own calculator. 24 divided by 3 is 8. X is alone, so there's your answer. Now I want you guys to write this one down. This is the first one you're doing, on your own. Okay, so your first example is going to be x over 2 equals 9. Go ahead and write it down, pause the video, and complete that. All right, let's do some two steps. So the first one we have is 3x plus 10 equals 31. So we're going to do pretty much the same thing. We're just adding in another step. So I'm going to box anything attached to x. I'm going to draw my line down from the equal sign. And now I'm going to try to get that x by itself. So what else is over there with the box? We have the box plus 10. What's the opposite of plus 10? Minus 10. Anything we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Now I'm going to bring everything down. So instead of bringing just an x down, I have a 3x. I'm going to bring everything in that box. Positive 10 minus 10, those cancel. Then on the other side, 31 minus 10 would be 21. Now we just have one more step. So now we have 3 times x equals 21. 3 times, the opposite of times would be divide. So we're going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. So that cancels, and we have x equals 7. There's your answer. Okay, let's try another one. So the next one, let's do negative 7 plus x over 3 equals negative 3. So this one's written a little bit differently. So I'm going to box what x is attached to. I'm going to draw my line down from the equal sign. So what else is over here with the x plus 3? We have Negative 7 plus x over 3. What's the opposite of a minus 7? A plus 7. Because remember, we need to get those to cancel. If we did a minus 7, we'd have negative 7 minus 7, which is not 0, it wouldn't cancel. Anything we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So I'm going to bring that plus 7 over here as well. And now we're going to bring everything down. Negative 7 plus 7, that does cancel. We're going to bring down our x over 3. Negative 3 plus 7 would be 4. And now we have one more step. I have x divided by 3. The opposite of dividing would be multiplying. Anything I do to one side, we have to do to the other. These 3's cancel. We're left with x. 4 times 3 is 12. X is alone, so there's your answer. Now I want you guys to try one. So write this down, then pause the video and try this one on your own. So the next one that you guys are going to do is 4x plus 4 equals 20. Go ahead and pause and write that down and work it out. All right, let's do one more together. This last one that's together is going to be a little bit different. So we have 18 plus 9x equals 23. Okay, so I'm going to box my 9x since that's attached to x. I'm going to put my dotted line straight down from the equal sign, and now I'm going to solve. So what else is over there with that box? We have a positive 18 plus 9x. So the opposite of that positive 18 would be minus 18. Anything I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So my 18's cancel. I bring down my 9x. 23 minus 18 would be 5. And we have one more step. 9 times x. Opposite of times would be divide. Anything I do to one side, we have to do to the other. So my 9 cancels. Now this one's only a little bit different because it gets a fraction for the answer. And that's okay. We're going to deal with fractions and decimals, and they're not scary. We can deal with this. And a lot of times in Canvas, I'm going to actually write that fraction as a decimal. I'm going to round to the hundredths. So we have 0.56 as our answer. But 5/9 would also be correct. Those are the same numbers. So I want you guys to try one more. So this is your third example on your own. We have x over 5 plus 10 equals negative 6.